Welcome to Charles Travels, the podcast where we explore the heart of America, one story at a time. I'm your host, Charles, and I'm delighted to share with you the tales of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, set against the rich backdrop of our country's diverse landscapes and cultures. As we embark on today's journey, we find ourselves in the world of television, where the familiar face of Jimmy Kimmel has returned to local TV stations after a brief absence. Nexstar Media Group and Sinclair Broadcast Group have brought his late-night show back to the airwaves, ending a days-long blackout that affected dozens of stations across the United States. As we travel through the ever-changing media landscape, we're reminded of the power of storytelling and the importance of local voices. Jimmy Kimmel's show, with its unique blend of humor and commentary, has become a staple of American television, and its return to local stations is a testament to the enduring appeal of late-night entertainment. As we explore this story, we're also mindful of the broader themes that shape our country's media landscape. From the sun-drenched studios of Los Angeles to the small-town TV stations that dot the American heartland, we're reminded of the intricate web of connections that binds us together as a nation. In this age of rapid change and technological innovation, it's more important than ever to appreciate the art of storytelling and the craftsmanship that goes into creating compelling television. As we celebrate the return of Jimmy Kimmel's show, we're also honoring the men and women who work behind the scenes to bring us the news, entertainment, and inspiration that enrich our daily lives. So as we pause to reflect on the world of television and the stories that shape our culture, we're reminded of the beauty of everyday life and the dignity of ordinary work. We're invited to slow down, appreciate the details, and connect with the people and places that make America so unique. We'll be right back with more fascinating travel adventures on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we continue our journey through the stories that shape our world, we find ourselves in the picturesque city of Zurich, Switzerland, where a debate is brewing about the humble leaf blower. It's a device many of us take for granted, but as we'll explore today, its use has sparked a lively discussion about pollution, noise, and the best way to keep our cities clean. As I imagine strolling along the tranquil shores of Lake Zurich, surrounded by the majestic Alps, it's hard not to appreciate the beauty of this Swiss city. But beneath its serene surface, a controversy is simmering. The authorities in Zurich are proposing a ban on gas-powered leaf blowers and leaf vacuums, citing concerns about noise and dust pollution. If approved, residents will have to rely on electric devices, and only for a limited time each year. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what's the big deal about leaf blowers? But for many people in Zurich, this issue goes to the heart of how we live our lives and care for our environment. Supporters of the ban argue that these devices are not only loud and annoying, but also harmful to microorganisms like bacteria. They advocate for a more traditional approach, using rakes to remove leaves and trash. As I delve deeper into this story, I'm reminded of the importance of tradition and craftsmanship in our daily lives. In an age where technology often dominates our routines, it's refreshing to see people embracing simpler, more manual methods. The sound of rustling leaves and the gentle scraping of a rake on pavement can be almost meditative, don't you think? Of course, not everyone is convinced that banning leaf blowers is the right solution. Opponents argue that it would make life unnecessarily difficult for many residents, particularly those with large gardens or mobility issues. They see this proposal as an overreach, a sign of a nonsensical and antisocial culture of prohibition. As we weigh the pros and cons of this debate, I'm struck by the connections between people, place, and environment. The way we choose to care for our surroundings reflects our values and priorities. In Zurich, this vote is not just about leaf blowers, it's about the kind of city its residents want to live in. As we take a moment to appreciate the nuances of this story, I'm reminded of the wisdom found in small towns and rural communities, where tradition and craftsmanship are often woven into the fabric of daily life. It's a reminder that even in our increasingly urbanized world, there's still value in slowing down, appreciating the details, and connecting with the people and places that make our lives richer. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Charles Travels. Welcome back to Charles Travels. As we near the end of our journey together today, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on the theme of change, which seems to be an undercurrent in many of the stories we've shared. From the small towns and rural communities where traditions are cherished, to the bustling cities where innovation and progress are constant companions, change is indeed a universal aspect of our lives. In the world of real estate investment trusts, or REITs, change can be particularly significant. Take Realty Income, for example, which has been undergoing a transformation from its traditional single-tenant net lease model to a more complex, multi-pronged enterprise. This shift has introduced new opportunities, but also new challenges and risks. As we consider the evolving landscape of Realty Income, I'm reminded of the small towns I visited across America, where residents often talk about the importance of adaptability and resilience in the face of change. Whether it's a family-owned business adjusting to new market trends or a community coming together to support a local initiative, the ability to navigate uncertainty is a hallmark of American ingenuity. Now, I'm not an investment expert, but as a traveler and storyteller, I'm interested in the human side of these changes. How do they impact the people and communities involved? What lessons can we learn from the experiences of companies like Realty Income, which are navigating complex transformations? As I reflect on my own travels, I think about the many small towns and rural areas that have had to adapt to changing economic conditions, environmental shifts, or demographic trends. In these places, I've seen firsthand the importance of community, creativity, and perseverance in the face of uncertainty. So, as we consider the story of Realty Income and the broader theme of change, let's not forget the wisdom found in small towns and rural America. Let's remember that even in the midst of uncertainty, there is always opportunity for growth, innovation, and connection. That's all for today's Charles Travels. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep on traveling.